I like cappuccino and fish fresh from the sea. Chips from the casino, I'll wager won't be free. Vinegar, tartar sauce, tomato ketchup of course. I like cappuccino.
Welcome back to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast. And in case you're just joining us, you're listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast with Emmy Hickens and Trevor Gale.
and that's how I felt when I listened to that song. I listened to the Wildest Dreams, and I'm sat there thinking, hang on a minute. Yeah, you can't really be. You can really be invincible in your dreams. Like you could be flying a B-52, for instance.
You're doing anything, yeah, and it doesn't seem odd, does it?
I know.
Doesn't seem strange.
Think to yourself, hang on a minute. I'm not in the Marines. I'm not Royal Navy. What am I doing?
Yeah.
What am I doing?
Absolutely. Very strange stuff.
I know. Just on the line of thought as well. Have you ever had an idea you thought was so great, but then it turns out to be rubbish and just made you look absolutely silly?
Yeah, it's a good sort of question. I think I've always been a creative sort of person,
right?
And I guess over the years I've come up with some ideas. I'm trying to think of some. I mean, I can probably talk about something a bit more specific on that. I remember a few years ago, and this was when my girls, my Kimberly and my Lucy, were probably about, how old were they? It's probably about 10 years ago, this. So I suppose they were 9 or 10, 11, something like that. And we went to a place near Eastbourne, which is on the south coast.
Yeah.
As a family, we all went down there. It was a very nice place. I was trying to think what it was called. It was something Hatch. It doesn't really matter. But anyway, we went there. And it was a nice sort of open air place and lots of things for kids to do. And there were some animals and all the usual stuff. A bit like not just a theme park, but a cross with a theme park and a safari park. They had lots of animals. Anyway, we did all the usual stuff. We had a nice lunch there and so on. And then after lunch, Lucy said, and she would have been about 10, I think.
Right.
She said, can you come on the boat with me? And I said, what boat? And she said, it's a boating lake. And as per your introduction, it seemed a really good idea at the time.
Right.
So I don't think Kimberly wanted to come. And anyway, these boats were they were like little rowboats, but they were quite small, relatively small, not a great big thing, and a couple of oars inside it. But it looked very lightweight. Anyway, we walked down to the water. We were right at the front of the queue. It just opened after lunch. So people were lining up. So we went down there first, Lucy and I. I think about this and I'm laughing now. I wasn't laughing at the time. So there was a young woman who was the person looking after this particular. It was quite a big boating lake, so we thought it's a bit good. We're going there. And so anyway, the girl, she sort of, I seem to remember she had a pole which she was holding the front of the boat with while Lucy got in.
Yeah.
And when she got in, I thought, God, that wobbled about a bit. And she was 10 or 11.
Yeah.
So my thought was, this woman, she should be holding it with her hands. But anyway, you don't think too much about it. So I thought, I'll get in now. You probably see where this is going. So it seemed a good idea that we did this. Anyway, I thought, well, okay. And I put one step in.
Yeah.
And no exaggeration, my next sensation, I was completely under the water, completely submerged, and it was like I didn't have any awareness of what had happened, except that what am I doing? And it really was like this: what am I doing underwater? Now, as it happened, it wasn't that deep. It was probably 3 or 4 foot deep. So I sort of, obviously, before I knew what was happening, I had stood up.
We're going to take a short break now. We're back shortly. You've been listening to the Alien Spaceship Talk Show with Trevor Gale and Emmy Hickens. The Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast is looking for sponsors. If you're a company out there looking to spread the word about the products and services you provide, please get in touch with Deep Stuff Radio Podcast on info@deepstuffrecords.com, or to use the contact form on our website to contact us, please visit radio.deepstuffrecords.com. Also, if you're looking to get involved on the Alien Spaceship Talk Show podcast, reach out via our Deep Stuff Radio Facebook page. Thank you.
When she's on the job, not pretty as a picture, the loss she